Hello everyone, welcome to OzByDrone. I'm Greg, he's not John. In fact, he's currently frozen.
I'm
literally
frozen? Oh.
Not you, Kelly. So Kelly's sitting in the co-host spot today. John's running. Everything happened at the same time this morning. So John had something come up. So we said, Kelly, let's get you on screen. And it was all working perfectly. And then we had a Wirecast moment where Kelly is totally frozen on the screen. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to, my producer, in the rendezvous dashboard, we're going to click disconnect button, and then we're going to click reconnect. Let's do that. That one there. So we'll click that, disconnect, and reconnect. And okay, so we've got Kelly there. No, ooh, add him. We love... There we go. So my producer will go and get Kelly up on the screen. In the meantime, let's do this. Let's put Lloydie on the screen for a couple of moments and say hello to him. Let's see. There we go. Mr. Lloyd, how do you do?
I'm doing good. I'm doing better than you are right at the moment. Although I got to admit, I'm running 2 social media things, one for Kelly and one for your show, so I'm going to try and post on both of them and see what happens, you know. I see Kelly's head moving because I saw a sudden glare in my eyes, you know, so he turned his head. And okay, I knew your filters were working, but Kelly's weren't. So anyway, you can bring him back in now. I've insulted your co-host.
Okay, let's put Kelly back on the screen. Are you there, Kelly?
I'm here.
Oh, mate, everything happening at the same time this morning. It's absolutely crazy. How you doing?
I'm here in my office. Show you guys the kind of mess that it is. But I've got my Pro 2 ready to go out and take it for a flight around right outside.
Okay, so that's a really good place to start because with everything happening, I'm less organized than I like to be. So we're going to go and just do the impromptu fly outside now with Kelly. Going flying outside your office there. We did a quick test before and it was working. Let me just see if you're still connected.
Well, I had to shut everything down and change batteries, so.
Okay. And actually, I'll tell you what, we've got Wayne here. Let's go and do him before you turn on.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and get Wayne up on screen. Just a quick little message to everyone. We are doing a global fly-in. That means you can fly where you are, and we're going to send your video feed into the stream today. So let me go and get Mr. Wayne.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can go outside and first of all not get locked out of the building. That's important.
That would be a good place to start.
Yeah. It does lock. Okay, good. I have my keys.
Frames per second.
Doing? I saw a few folks in there. I saw Agent K. I saw Sunrise Water Media. I saw Tim Jackson. I saw Jody from Drone Shots.
We've got a fair few people here. Just a quick message to Wayne. Your video is currently 0 frames per second, so I can't really do much. Let me see if... Oh, here we go. It's coming up now. There we go.
Ooh, nice. Where is Wayne?
Wayne is in God's Own Country, Australia. Unfortunately, not in God's Own Country, the Sutherland Shire. He's down in the ACT in Canberra, or in one of the surrounding suburbs out of Canberra. Now, what he's actually doing, he's deliberately, because Canberra, as you know, is the capital of Australia, so Wayne needed to go and
Okay, guys, if you can hear me.
We can. So, Wayne, if you can hear me, just remember there's going to be a big delay between what you hear on YouTube, so you don't have to reply. In fact, mute your YouTube, just talk about what you're doing and I'll make sure we get your audio. But so Wayne's going and do a survey for you, Grumpy. He's going and trying to find your campaign headquarters for when you run for PM in Australia.
Oh, excellent. I need to, actually, that's pretty there. I like it. How about we build a building right on top of that hill right there? That's, that'd be a good place for my campaign headquarters.
Okay, guys. I'll just swerve back to where we're looking at here. If we look back towards that gully, and I'll zoom in because I've got this as a zoom that I'm using, and I'm streaming it using a Crystal Sky 5.25 inch monitor. So looking off into the distance, so I'm outside of the 5 kilometres. If I zoom around here now, I'm Canberra City. Unfortunately, I see Canberra City because it's on the other side of those hills. So that's where most of the major institutions, the Australian Capital Territory. I'm in a suburb on the other side of this hill. Canberra's sort of split up into 3 or 4 major areas. So you've got the main part of the city, which is on the other side of this hill, and then you've got an area called Tuggeranong, Woden, Belconnen. So these are like suburbs spread throughout the city. Now this is just looking around some of Canberra. You can see how beautiful and green it is at the moment. I did this probably 6 months ago and everything was brown and dry. We were just about to come out of one of the worst droughts that we've had here in Australia. This mountain range that you can see in the distance is called the Brindabellas, and during the winter time often you can see snow on the peaks, which is quite beautiful. You'll see some red buildings there. I'll zoom into that. This is the Tuggeranong Town Centre. This is my closest shopping centre, and there's actually a lake down through there, and then you've got a lot of big government buildings and that there as well, big government departments. Now zoom out and you'll get to see more of that mountain range. Now this is part of a mountain range that goes down the east coast of Australia, which eventually ends up at the bottom of Australia, and actually not far from where we are here are some of the major snowfields. So during the winter time, a lot of people come from Sydney, 3-hour drive from Sydney through Canberra off to our snowfields. You could fly in that direction, you'd be probably in the snowfields in a very short time. In fact, whenever you fly in and out of Canberra, if you come from this direction, you actually fly over those snowfields.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to turn around a little bit here and look at, you'll notice how there's a lot of bush around, and this is what Canberra is so famous for, is the fact that it's like the city that's in the country. There's a pine forest just here we're looking at now. Not a bad place to go fly your drone. I've often flown my drone in amongst that area, and there's a beautiful park area here where you can fly, which is, it's interesting. If I was to go probably 10 kilometres in this direction, I would be in the main of aircraft coming in and out of Canberra. So on the other side of that range, not far, you get into that particular area. But on this side, we're okay, and there's no problems with no fly or anything like that.
Now, I'm just going to put Wayne's volume down just to explain a few things. So where he's flying from is from his home, and probably doing that to make sure that we've got some good internet coverage. He's using his Wi-Fi. In Australia, our rules are a little bit different to different parts of the world. So we've got what's called the 30-metre rule, and that means that he needs to stay 30 metres horizontally separated from people on the ground. So he's obviously gone vertically up from his home. So that's the reason we're not flying around today. But Wayne, do me a favour and reduce your altitude and just do a little bit more of a closer up look of the areas that are close to you. And in the meantime, we've got Kelly who's just about to launch. I can see in the background over there. So Kelly, if you want to launch, and we'll switch between you and Wayne a couple of times, and we'll see how that goes. In the meantime, I'll just turn Wayne back up. I can hear you, Kelly. I'm just going to set up your shot. I'll just leave Wayne up there while I'm getting your shot ready. So just bear with me.
Alrighty.
Webstream.
Are we having fun yet?
We're having fun. Now, I'm going to switch over right
Yeah.
now. So I'm going to switch over here. Now, this is Kelly. I'm just going to put your audio down from your drone. That'll be better because we've got your
'cause I've got
audio
my
from Rendezvous. Yeah, we've got live audio for you. So take it away, Kelly.
All right. Well, what you see here is my building where my office is, and I am going up over it very slowly. You can see it's a 3-story building, and this is where we had. This is where we did spin up from, and where I shoot a lot of my videos and such. And I am now going up over it, and that's not too interesting because it's the back of the building. But let me go. I'm going to go a little faster, and then I'll rotate around, and you will see. There's that big flag. If anybody watched my video about the Mini 2, it was that flag was in the video. As a matter of fact, I'll fly over that direction a little bit, and then you can see Mopac, which is the Missouri Pacific Road. It's called that because the railroad runs right alongside it, and I actually used to be in that building next to the flag. That was where we were when we started the business in 2007. And then way off in the top right, if you look up, you can see downtown Austin, Texas. That is downtown down there. It's a little hazy today, so you might not have a very clear view. I don't know. But that's probably about 7 or 8 miles from here. Yeah, it's a pretty area. It's very green over here. It's kind of cloudy today.
It's a pretty area. It's very green over here.
Whoops.
It's kind of cloudy today.
Just hang on one second, Kelly. I'm just doing a few changes here.
Sure. I'll fly over closer to the flag.
There we go. 2 shots so that I can see you, and also we've got Wayne over there as well. If anyone else wants to fly and share your video feed to us, we'd love to have you come on today. But Wayne in the background, if you could try and get a little bit lower and showcase a little bit of the stuff that's close to you. And Kelly, I'll let you take it away and continue doing what you're doing.
This is only the first time I've ever been on the show like this, and the second time I've live streamed from my drone, which is pretty cool. But I also wanted to give a shout out to Lloyd. 2 days ago, I believe, was Veterans Day, and Lloyd is a U.S. Air Force veteran. So, Lloyd,
yes, thank you
for your service.
Well, thank you for your support.
My father was also a U.S. Air Force veteran, so I told him the same thing. But I appreciate it. The Air Force is doing great things, and I think, Lloyd, maybe they should put you in charge of Space Force at some point.
Well, yeah, I'd probably be good at that because I am a little spacey at times.
What do you think of that flag shot there, though? That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a big flag. That thing, you can't really tell from here, but that thing is the size of, I don't know, it's probably 40 feet across or something.
Yeah, we have a couple of big ones like that here in Muskogee that you can see them from almost anywhere.
I will not go out over the highway, of course. So, for anybody who's concerned about that. But I will come back around this way, kind of just flying over my office park. The good news is I've been in this office park since 2007, and so they're very used to me flying drones over it. It's whenever there's a drone up, they always ask me, was that yours? And most of the time it was.
Speaking of drones, Kelly, last time we had you on a couple of weeks ago, there was the unmentionable topic that we couldn't talk about, the drone that's just been released. It's no longer an unmentionable topic. Do you want to briefly comment on your experience so far?
Yes. The DJI Mini 2 is, here's the thing. If you own a Mavic 2 Air or a Mavic Air 2 or a Mavic 2 Pro, it's not going to replace that. But if you do own a Mavic Mini already, it's so much of an improvement over the Mavic Mini with the OcuSync and with the 4K camera. I just love it. So,
I've seen a couple of people actually commenting that they would choose it over and above an Air rather than just because of its size. The advantage of being in that sub 250. Even they prefer it.
Yeah. I mean, if there's two factors, and I did a comparison video between it and the Air 2. If price or the weight are the main factor for you, then absolutely it's the way to go. But it doesn't, it doesn't do, for example, it doesn't do active track, which I think is a big thing that the Air can do. And the Air can do actually 4K 60 video, which it can't do. As a matter of fact, the Air is the only drone they have that does 4K 60 actually. So, it is. I kind of feel like the Air for $799 US, $800 US for the drone is probably the best value. But the Mini 2 is a great drone if you want to spend less than $500.
Yeah, absolutely. So while we're watching you here, just a quick little commentary for people on here. We would love to have you come and fly as well, Lloyd. If you can paste those instructions in my channel and take care of that again, and also in Kelly's channel.
Been doing that.
Now,
I will say to everyone, having not done this very often, it's super easy to do. But I think you have to have an Android device. I'm doing this with the smart controller currently, which is based on Android.
So let me just talk about the difficulties and challenges of live streaming. Number one, you need a good internet connection. Okay, so that goes without saying. Number two, if you're using iOS, it won't work currently because there's a bug in the DJI Go app for iOS, so you can't change the URL. Next, speaking of good internet connection, you've just gone grey screen there on us, Kelly.
I have? Okay,
yeah.
I'll move closer to my router because I actually got something kind of cool to show you. Can you see that thing right there? That orange? Or that
we can see that orange thing, yeah.
Yeah, so the city and the people that own the property have put up all these art installations around here. Maybe I need to get a little higher, including that. That was in my mini video, and then if I come over here, there is this kind of crazy looking blue thing. This is my building, and I'm coming over to it. There's this kind of crazy looking thing in the top right of your screen right now. I don't know if you can see it. And I don't want to be hanging out over the road, so let me get over my parking lot here.
There's a little bit of a delay between what you're saying and what we're seeing, and it's also freezing a fair bit at the moment, but I'm sure we'll get this blue thing momentarily. Yeah.
It's just these posts that they put up, and it's kind of hard to see from here, but it's these poles, and it looks like a wave. If you're standing near it, it kind of looks like a wave. But I might have to get down a little lower to be able to see it.
So while you're zooming down, let me just quickly continue the story about how to connect. So you can't do it on iOS currently. If you're on Android, we've got another person here, Joe, who's ready to stream at the moment. So let me go and set up a shot with Joe, but you continue while I go and get Joe set up.
Well, can you see that, Lloyd? Can you see the kind of those poles?
Yeah.
So those poles, I kind of wish I had the Mavic 2 zoom right now, but those poles are probably 15, 20 feet tall each.
Right.
I'll try to see if I can go down kind of into them a little bit. And they are, when you look at them from the side, they look like a wave. Can you kind of see that as I get closer?
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Definitely see it now.
They're painted. They're painted with this cool stripe on them. Yeah, it's a pretty neat. And as you drive past, because you're passing it, it kind of gives you this weird parallax thing that goes on. I'm going to see if I can put down inside it.
Now you live in Houston, right?
Austin.
Well, I'm glad to see that your city wastes as much money on that archy-farchy stuff as ours does. We just got a bunch of silly-looking guitars, painted all over town.
So we've got the two shots there. I'm going to add a third one in. I'll see if I can get Joe up on the screen very briefly.
That is cool, Kelly.
Well, hey, Grumpy, if you ever come to Austin, this is where they'll throw you in jail, into this artsy-fartsy jail.
The artsy fartsy jail. There you go. That's
They call it the artsy fartsy lockup.
artsy fartsy
All right,
lockup. Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can bring it back over. So this is actually not very far away from me currently. It's pretty close.
So we've got someone else on screen at the moment. We've got Joe who's ready to take off. Just a couple of quick pointers, Joe. Use headphones or turn the volume down on YouTube when you're ready to go up, because otherwise it'll get very confusing for you. But we're ready for you to take off.
Enough as it is.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna land. I'm gonna land and go inside. So I'll be right back. So you can take me off for a minute.
Okay, can do. I'll just see if I can mute Joe because it's very noisy from that one.
Yeah, we see your hand, Joe.
We see your hand, Joe. You're very handy with a drone. Oh, that was bad.
Yeah, I thought my jokes were bad.
So, Joe, we're ready for you to take off there, my friend. And we've also still got Wayne there in the background.
Good one there.
Oh, thank you, Wayne. I'm glad you like my joke.
See, my problem is I got too many windows going.
Yeah.
Have you still got me, Greg?
I've still got you.
Yeah, if you want to bring mine up, I'm going to bring it in for a landing here. That should be interesting.
Okay, let me just do that right now. There we go.
Here it comes. All right, going to land it right over here by the door.
And that's Ready Set Drone headquarters.
In a while. And down we go.
And
right.
lovely.
Battery change.
Okay, I'll see you in a couple of moments. In the meantime, I'm just going to go back to this shot. Joe, take off, my friend. We've got a beautiful stream there in the background.
A stream on a stream.
Stream on a stream, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a live stream.
Oh.
Oh.
Hey, somebody had to say it. Might as well have been me.
Hey, Phil. Sweet drone, man. Yep. See you, Phil. Have a good weekend.
So,
okay.
Here we go. We've got live audio currently coming from the stream.
I'm not hearing it. But
at the moment, you can just hear the water and a bit of wind noise. So, Joe, just a quick one. What are we flying? Where are you flying? Where are you from? Tell us a little bit about yourself and what we're seeing today.
I'm not talking.
You're not talking?
That's why you're not hearing me, because I'm not talking.
Well, you can talk. It's okay. Tell us about where you are, what you're flying, and anything else you want to share.
Well,
so this is the creek that's on the back of our property here. Got a little 40-acre farm here in Washington State.
Yeah.
This is a Mavic Air.
So, OzByDrone, Old MacDonald edition. We've got Wayne coming in for a landing over here. Oops, Joe's breaking up. I'll go to Wayne for a little bit.
Right, just going back up. I just had 2 helicopters come right over where I was filming, guys.
Oh, just so you
Believe
know,
that.
Greg, I can't hear Joe in Wirecast, but I can hear him on the show.
Okay.
Or, going out. So
Understood. So, just a quick little note. So, really good example of some good piloting there. So, we've got Wayne who mentioned he became aware of a helicopter, and certainly under Australian law, as soon as you become aware of a helicopter, you need to immediately land. It's not rocket science, and good piloting skills there to make sure you're aware of your surroundings. Let's go back to Joe for a little bit, or both. Let's do a split screen again.
No Limit Drones just said don't get a cold because I was saying I had too many windows opened up. Told me not to get a cold from having too many windows opened up.
No Limit Drones is here. Good to see you here.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that for a couple of minutes. So we're going to give away a No Limit Drones license on my channel. And Kelly said he was looking at doing some sort of a giveaway as well, but he's stepped away at the moment. So we'll chat to him about that in a couple of moments. I hope I didn't put him on the spot. So while we're waiting for Kelly to come back, quick talk about No Limit Drones. It's a piece of software that you can use to do all sorts of maintenance with your drone. You can do anything from firmware updates to tweaking all sorts of parameters. If you want to go fast, it'll help you to go fast. It does lots more as well, but it's a lovely piece of software. Let me just quickly go back to Joe for a minute, because lovely old interesting building there, except it's just broken up. Hopefully that'll clear up in a few moments.
I wanted to see if you guys could see my shot here.
You're very pixelated, Joe.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, Kelly, I can see your shot.
It's a fake fireplace.
Oh, Kelly's got a fake fireplace. My producer, can you put Kelly live for a minute? Just hang on, we'll clear that one. There we go. Yeah,
Hello.
Kelly, just share your fireplace again.
Yeah, so we actually, one of our clients asked us to have this, to get this for them for a live stream that we did, and then they didn't want it, so that they left it here at our office, so we kept it.
Okay.
And it's been.
Did they pay for it?
They paid for it, yeah. They paid
Oh
for it.
man, that's a win-win situation for you.
Totally. We actually bought it and then we built it back to them. But then I said, "Do you want it?" And they said, "We don't have any place for it." And I was like, "Yeah, you know what? I can put my drones right in front of the fireplace to warm them up on a cold day."
I've heard of battery warmers, but that one's just
right.
Not cutting it.
You warm your bones and your drones by the fireplace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just having a quick little look at the lives that we've got at the moment. So let's turn that back on.
Yeah, the stream looked really nice. That's really beautiful. Where is the first?
We've got a little bit of pixelation, unfortunately, and it's challenging. But I think Joe said it was out of Washington State, and it's a creek out the back of his property.
Oh, very nice.
Very nice indeed.
Most of the creeks around here are dry most of the time. Like right now, they don't have water. When it rains, you get a little bit of that, but only occasionally.
Yeah. Kelly, how's about we spoke about before. I'm going to give away a Ready Set Drone license today, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but we did speak about something a few weeks ago.
Yes, I think I was going to give away a T-shirt.
Yeah. Okay. So, we've got Joe on the screen at the moment.
Oh, Joe. Oh, is that Joe Blaylock?
There we go.
Is that Joe Blaylock?
I think it might be, because I think I recognize some of this area. He's in a very beautiful area. Cool shot. Wow, it's pretty good going backwards through those trees like that.
I've just turned on a bit of noise reduction there. Got a lot of noise, but that's all right.
I want to say Joe is in Pennsylvania, but no, it would be darker in Pennsylvania. You're right. He must be Washington.
Yeah, he's
State.
over on the
West Coast.
Hey, Kelly.
Yeah, that's
Hey, Greg.
That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, if you're gonna be our grumpy president, you got to at least know that.
Well, I was going to say left coast, but we'll call it West Coast because that's appropriate.
Oh.
I'm trying to be nice.
Level is low.
I'm trying to be magnanimous in my loss.
Seconds.
Just remember, I'm a snowflake.
Well, I know. That's why I'm trying to be nice, Kelly, because you're such a nice snowflake.
I appreciate that. You're such a nice grumpy vlogger.
You are my favorite snowflake. I got to admit. You really are.
Wow.
Yeah.
You said your son-in-law was a snowflake too, and so I'm
Yeah.
glad
Well, that explains it all right there.
Speaking of
Pretty left coast.
Yeah. Speaking of snowflakes, cancel culture is something that you and I have spoken about recently, Grumpy.
Yes, we did.
Just to quickly update people, last week I did share some of my frustration with the software that I use to do streaming.
He's got a Ready Set Drone sweatshirt.
He has.
Nice.
Yeah.
Joe, you're rocking.
Joe, excellent choice in clothing.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, carry on with cancel culture.
Yeah, cancel culture. So I shared last week some frustration of Telestream Wirecast, the software that I use to do this streaming. They unfortunately don't like the fact that I've shared on public forums and to them directly some of the issues and challenges with their software, to the extent that they have shadow banned me on their forum, so I can't tell people about the problems anymore, and they've cancelled my support agreement, so I theoretically can't upgrade the software anymore. Had a meeting with them. Yeah, I know, Kelly, I know. It's ridiculous. But here's the ridiculous and crazy thing. On their support forums, you have a look at the posts from me. I'm the second highest poster on there, and I've got the largest number of likes per post of any person on the forum, including their own staff. So the people who use Wirecast love me because I speak openly and honestly and truthfully and give solutions and workarounds to the problems that happen with their software. But they just don't like the fact that when someone reports a bug and I say, well, this bug was first reported 2 years ago and Telestream have not provided an update as to when or if this problem will be fixed. I'm providing a true and factual and honest response about it, trying to prompt them into doing something about it, but they don't like that. And that's what's caused them to do this cancel thing.
Wow. Oh, they literally canceled you. Speaking of cancel culture, they put it to you.
Well, let's just say I'm a geek. Let's just say I'm a geek and I know how to take care of my license to make sure it's still working. But that's another story. Let's move on.
Well, I will say that it seems like Rendezvous has been working better than it used to. I remember a lot more issues with Rendezvous back in the day, and I've used it a few times recently and had some good luck with it.
Can I just say, like, for me, their software, despite my commentary on some of its flaws, it's still the best one available for a Mac. I like the software. Their ability to listen and to respond to support requests
Thanks,
leave
Joe.
a little bit to be desired. But anyway, let's get back to the studio with the shot of me and Kelly. There we go. Not that one, that one. Okay. So, Kelly, welcome back. We're going to now, we're waiting on some other people to join the stream and send us some vision. In the meantime, let's do a little bit of Hang on. See, this is what happens when you try and be very technical and have lots of things happening. The news.
Is it Stump the Yank? Oh, the news.
And as always, our news is brought to you by AirData UAV. Is your drone telling you things that you can't hear? Look to AirData to find out all the information about something that may cause a problem with your drone in the future. You can get a discount, and I am so unprepared today with all of this other stuff. My notes are not here. Let's try that again. Is your drone healthy or about to surprise you on your next flight? Don't wait to find out. Discover under the hood information and review the early signs of problems before you take off again. Use discount code OzByDrone20 to get a 20% discount. There is a link in the description. Okay, now our first story today, this is relating to Skydio. Skydio is the drone company to watch. Its products and vision are taking the industry in a new direction. Skydio is famous for its AI and automation capabilities, and now it is announced that it has just hired 3 people for some senior positions after the new funding round. The move is part of the company's push forward following its impressive $100 million Series C raise of venture capital. Question is, what will be their next product to hit the market? And certainly we're just having a look at some of their marketing videos at the moment, having a look at their image processing and their obstacle avoidance technology. This is just a stock clip that I found to have a look at that. But yeah, a third round of funding, $100 million Series C raise of venture capital. I wonder what's going to happen next for them.
You know where that would be very handy? As a matter of fact, if I go back next year, because this shot reminds me of it, is if I go to Minefield. You guys familiar with Minefield in Tennessee?
Yeah.
Where Ken Herron had his birthday party. If I go back next year, I'm going to take my Skydio and try flying it through there and see how it does in the tiny little spaces.
That would absolutely be interesting. Now, while we're here, I'm going to have a quick look and see if there's anyone coming in to stream. Apologies for doing all sorts of things at the same time. But
well, and by the way, Joe, that was an epic flight. I actually really enjoyed. I enjoyed the fast landing that he did, and I enjoyed actually watching him walk back over to his house. His house reminds me, if you watch Joshua Bardwell at all, kind of reminds me of Joshua Bardwell's house a little bit.
Yeah, it was a very nice flight from Joe. Very nice flight from Wayne as well, showing off a bit of Canberra. And as I said before, with regard to Wayne, he doesn't have the luxury of being able to just go crazy in a direction. We've got to certainly be mindful of our 30-metre rule in Sydney, and if there are people on the streets, he can't do that. But anyway, let's move on to our next story, which is this one. Metal detectors have long been used to find treasures at a beach. Detectors are getting smarter, but recently released product is taking treasure hunting to new heights. Boom, boom. Treasure Hunter 3D makes a product that will attach to a Phantom Series drone and allow you to sweep an area for buried treasure faster than ever before.
Wow. I think they spent all their money on marketing.
Okay, so they've got the nice little flashy logo thing, but what we've got here, of course, is a Phantom Series drone doing nothing revolutionary. It's just a grid mission. But they've got this sensor attached to the legs down below, and if you have a look at the grid on the screen, it's using the sensor data to color code the grid as it goes and flies that mission as to where there are metallic objects below the ground.
Wow, I wonder if it could replace cadaver dogs in finding bodies.
Good question. I mean, ultimately, if there's something that we can throw sensors on drones of any kind. If there's something that has the smell of death that can be detected, I guess that could.
Well, I do know that drones have been used in that sort of thing because the ground where something is decomposing, the grass looks different, the ground looks different. There's definitely a signature for that they can look for. Now that would be bad news for Lloyd. I know he's got a lot of bodies buried around. Oklahoma.
Yeah, well, I was thinking better fertilizer, Well,
you want me to scoot over? You want me to turn up here? Where's that in the shot?
Okay, moving right along. Our next story today. The Zing GoGo bird is a remote control flying toy that looks and flies like a bird, but this one even comes equipped with LEDs to assist with night flight. It can be used indoors and outdoors thanks to AI that will detect obstacles and automatically turn around and fly away for self-protection.
Whoa.
Now, we've seen lots of these bird-like drones, but I love the fact that this one's now quite stable to fly indoors, and it's got the AI. It'll avoid walls, make sure it stays in flight and avoids those obstacles.
So is nobody controlling that? Is that just flying autonomously?
So it does have a controller, but it certainly has some AI and autonomy built into it. It can fly in a pattern.
Wow, that's cool.
That is way cool.
Thing to be able to, if you wanted to create some ambiance instead of releasing doves, at a wedding, you could throw a bunch of those AI drone birds up.
Yeah,
it won't poop on anybody. Right?
Yeah, I was going to say, let's worry about it crapping on the bride.
That's right, and also, I mean, if that's happened before, like if you get into trouble with it, you hit return to home and bring them all back, and they could land on the cake.
That would be hilarious. But speaking of a whole heap of them taking off at the same time, our next story is about fleet control. Did you like that transition there? Aerospace development company Blue Bear has recently demonstrated the simultaneous remote launch of 7 drones. The demonstration showed these 7 drones simultaneously taking off with a push-button remote launch, which allows the remote operator virtually anywhere in the world, note that point, to be able to command a fleet of VTOL fixed-wing UAS to take off and transition into individual or cooperative swarming missions. So unfortunately, we just zipped past the takeoff when we missed it, but I can't unfortunately see the picture too clearly from here, but essentially takeoff and command of 7 drones simultaneously.
Yeah, unlike the treasure hunting company, they didn't spend enough on marketing. It looks like the intern did this video.
I think so. Can we just rewind that back just so we can see where the takeoff was? We missed it.
It looks better on the live shot or on YouTube than it does in Rendezvous.
Yeah, I think Rendezvous intentionally, throttles the bandwidth so you have more for the other stuff. Oh yeah, I see him taking off now.
Yeah. Anyway, you get the idea.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a remote launch of multiple aircraft at the same time, but again, beyond visual line of sight capabilities, number one. Number two, the fact that it's controlled, coordinated, and can be used in swarming operations. Really cool stuff.
Controlled
chaos. Here's the idea, Lloyd. I think you'll like this one. You release the bird drones first, and then you have the swarm drones go hunt them down.
A new sport.
and then you use the treasure drone to find the bodies of the bird drones.
There you go. Yeah, a whole new sport has just been invented right here on OzByDrone and Ready Set Drone.
Speaking of finding the bodies, can we just put the next story slide up? The photo of the next story.
He's getting good at these segues.
Oh yeah, let's put that one up. Let's go. So speaking of finding the bodies, I just wanted to quickly share this one. And one can argue about politics for an eternity, and we're not going to do that on this show. But one thing that cannot be disputed is that Brendan Schulman from DJI is 100% correct when he tweeted that drones in a national security TFR isn't a small deal. Someone slogged through a ton of paperwork. Kudos to them. This particular shot here is a composite of the two formations seen in the drone show from last Saturday. But yeah.
You know, if Kelly wasn't here, I had a comment for that, but I've decided because Kelly's nice. Actually, no. We know Biden didn't plan that. He doesn't even know which hand he uses to wipe his backside most times. So we'll just, you know.
There you go.
I admit it, he's senile. I'm senile. I understand him. I didn't vote for him, but I understand him.
Okay.
Sorry,
you know
Kelly.
what? You know what? This show's gone to the dogs. And speaking of which, Beagle Drones, the Drone Kit 2 by Beagle Drones was released a little while back. I didn't see it back then, but I saw this in my news feed this week. And this is the successor to their earlier Drone Kit 1. The newer product boasts a system chip that's 80% more efficient, 5 times the computing power. Doesn't this sound like an iPhone release? 10 times the internal memory compared to Drone Kit 1. The system upgrades enables them to be more responsive and handle multiple flight modes and provide a new flight performance module. Now, Kelly, have you played with this one? Have you heard about it, Beagle Drones?
Oh yeah. So just a week or two ago, I actually got to talk to the CEO of Beagle Drones. He is friends with Original Dobo, and I'm trying to get one of these. It looks like a very cool setup for FPV, a whole FPV kit. So we talked about the fact that the company does not actually have a beagle as a mascot. They need an actual beagle.
They do.
Yeah, no, it looks great because I think it's a fairly easy to assemble FPV quad, and I will give props to Chris Hope, who built the Tyro 119 on his own. Now he had help, of course, from Mitch and from a few folks, but man, Chris has been posting videos of himself flying, and he's getting good. So if this makes it easier for people to get into FPV and build their first drone, I think I'm all for it. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. When you get it, I'd certainly love to do something together, having a look at that. It interested me, that one. Let me quickly have a pause to see if there's anyone ready to fly.
But don't fly alone.
I think that'd be a kid I could probably get into FPV because, it's got simple instructions and it looks like, something.
Looks like you don't have to do a lot of soldering.
Right? Yeah.
Sorry, what was that word?
Soldering.
Sorry, soldering. What do you say?
It's got an L in it. It's got an L in it. Speak the English language.
It's okay. So we use the French version where the L is silent. Soldering.
Okay.
Soldering.
Absolutely. Let's move on to the next one. So,
get it very hot, and you put it in the stuff, and it melts.
Yeah. Let's move on for this one. Verizon is retreating their Skyward plan to test drone services in Willamette River in North Portland. However, the project was cancelled after the project raised the alarm among neighbours in nearby St. John's and other environmental groups and privacy advocates. The company said it has ended lease negotiations with the Port of Portland on a plot of industrial land at Terminal 4, and instead they're looking at other unspecified locations instead. This one kind of worries me a lot because this is the whole drones are bad thing and lobby groups getting into that. I mean, at the end of the day, Verizon is a company that has mobile networks, so they've got 5G capabilities that they wanted to test. Number two, they've got systems for scheduling and planning of missions and doing all of that kind of stuff and tracking it. And we're talking about banning it because of privacy concerns by flying this in an area that used to be a port location. I just don't understand that. Industrial land. What's the issue?
Well,
It's Portland.
yeah, that's one. A lot. It is the most concentrated snowflake HQ, but then secondly, you said a word, scheduling. What was that one?
He's trying to say scheduling, but you know how those Aussies are.
Scheduling.
Yeah, they can't speak English well.
It's got the letter H in there as well.
See, they don't even call it H.
For some soldering. I've scheduled my soldering time.
Right.
It's not spelt with the letter K.
Well, no. See, yeah. Well, you call it a H to begin with. You don't even call it by. It's just an H.
H, right?
Learn to speak English down there, folks.
I think, despite Lloyd and I's differences of some opinion, we do speak the same language.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
American
moving on.
English United.
Yeah. Moving on. This show's taking a dive, and speaking of taking a dive, this particular creator has shared a video of a waterfall dive on Instagram and Reddit. The filming location was at Rainbow Falls on the Warrie Circuit in Springbrook, Queensland, Australia. Just have a look at this. This is beautiful.
I like it already. Whoa. Oh, man. He cut it close. That's awesome.
Now, here's an interesting fact. This video was blocked by some people on Reddit because they didn't think it showcased the skills of the cameraman. This was on a, praise the cameraman blog. Okay. Wow. Now, the second video
you're flying a flying camera. That was very smooth. That was very graceful. What were they complaining about?
I know, but here's where I want to go with that. The last story that we've got today is coming up in just a moment. We've got this one. And again, this is also on TikTok, but also shared on this same blog. And Danny McGee is the pilot for this video. No cuts, no edits, just a straight through shot. Just play that one for us.
Oh, I've seen this one. This is awesome.
This is awesome too, but the question I have for you is, what makes this one acceptable and award-winning on a Reddit blog, but the other one is banned because it doesn't showcase the skills of the photographer?
Well, first of all, it's a Reddit blog, so who cares?
True.
Yeah. And second off, it's a Reddit blog, so who cares?
Right. they're both incredible shots in their own way. And I would say, honestly, the nice thing about the waterfall shot is that shot was there was no people around. It was a very safe shot to do. You can't really complain about flying over people or breaking any rules or anything like that on that shot. And can you play the waterfall?
I want to actually play it again, because when we played it the first time, I forgot to put the audio up. Let me just turn that up now. And let's watch that. The waterfall one, the previous one.
Yeah, I mean, this is a beautifully choreographed shot.
Listen to this.
All right, I hate to tell you this. The sound effects were added.
Really?
You wouldn't have been able to hear any of that over the motor noise.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was just, of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but it was a nice touch. It was a nice touch for sure. But the way he kind of rolled in there. I mean, Lloyd, you know some things about aviation. Those kind of smooth rolls. Those are the kind of things that like the Blue Angels do.
Yeah. That's a skill set far above anything I'd ever have, and it's not only that, you can see people flying their drones like in the TikTok thing. You can see people flying their drones through people's houses all the time. But to get something in nature like that is so smooth and from such a high altitude then down, and it's just the skill set's just amazing on it. So I don't know what Reddit's problem is.
I really wish I actually took this guy with me to Norway in 2017. I took a Mavic. It was actually the Zoom, but it was a Mavic 2 Zoom. And
Right.
if I went back to Norway, or well, really Norway, I would take an FPV drone as well, because there are so many waterfalls in that country. I mean, they're just.
Oh yeah.
I said, so my brother-in-law is Norwegian, and I said to him, like, we're driving along, and I want to stop and get a shot of all these. He says, no, that one's crap. Let's go to the next. You know, and these. I told him every single one of those waterfalls in the U.S. would be like a museum or a park, or
Right.
just something like that, because they're so spectacular. But they get better and better. But to be able to take an FPV drone and point the nose straight down and go down it like that, that's what's really fun about FPV. You can't do that with this. You can take a nice shot of it. You can get some beautiful footage of it, but you can't do that kind of aerobatic stuff.
That aerobatic stuff, yeah. And that's what I think is, I kind of had this discussion about some of the new add-ons with Mel on some of the new add-ons to Adobe, changing, that allows you to change the background scenes and all that. You can do all that and post edit now. You can change your complete skyline. That takes away from the artistic eye of the photographer, and that's way. There's nothing artistic about another shot of Venice Beach or wherever they were flying that second one at TikTok. But not everybody gets to see a waterfall like that, and you're falling with the waterfall. That's artistic, in my opinion.
Well, I'll throw something else out there, Lloyd, about Adobe and the ability to change things. I think it all has to do with how you present it. So if you manipulate the background and you present it as this is manipulated, I've made this, I've kind of matched these two or three things together on purpose. That's one thing. But if you do something authentic and you it's just raw and it's something that you did that was really cool, you can present. You just can't present manipulated work as real or authentic.
Right.
Sure.
Right.
You're sitting in
It's
front
a
of an
different.
Australian flag. Are we supposed
It's
to
a
believe there's
different
real
type
flag
of
behind it?
creativity. It's a different type of creativity, which is all well and good of itself, but it does take away from the ability to try and create the same thing natively with a camera.
Well, the point where it becomes indistinguishable, that's what's scary, right? At the point where we can look at it and say, okay, that's not a real flag behind Lloyd. It's that right now it's still, we can still perceive that, oh, that's just an effect,
Right,
the point
right, exactly.
Tell anymore, then how do you know what's cool and what's not? It could all be fake.
Yeah.
But let's move on to a couple of things, right? We've got to the end of all of our stories today, and just to confirm, have we got anyone else waiting to fly? No, we're all done with that. We've got some giveaways we're going to do today, and what I'd like to propose is we're going to do one in my chat, and we're going to do one in Kelly's chat on his channel.
I'm going to open my chat right now. Yeah.
So the first one, just because of the fact that it's, a staple of this show, let me just type that in there because I forgot to save that. Oops, my bad spelling. There we go. Type that in, let it render and click.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time to play Stump the Yank.
Absolutely, it's time to play Stump the Yank. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the fun game that we like to have with our American friends in the background. Today, we're not going to have Lloyd make up the questions. I'm not going to make up the questions. You are. So, in the OzByDrone chat, have we got... We've got what have we got there? Have we got someone flying? Who is
we
that?
do.
That is Joe's back out with another battery. It was still up and running in the background, and he's...
Oh.
Look at that. Look, we'll leave that flying, but we'll do the discussion in the background. So Stump the Yank today. Here's what it's going to be. Let me first of all kill that music. There we go. So here's what I want. I want someone in the OzByDrone chat to come up with some questions, and you need to stump these gentlemen. And the best stumper wins a No Limit Drones license. Please, if you don't own a drone, a DJI drone, You can enter, but just let us know you're entering for fun so that we don't give you something you can't use. So let me now open the OzByDrone chat in the background. Wayne King, thank you for the super chat, by the way. Appreciate it as always.
And I'll also show you up here. This is a photograph that I took with my my Mavic 2 of Austin.
Okay, beautiful, very nice.
And
very, very nice.
This is a historical photograph of Austin from like the 1940s. I think Lloyd was only about 60 back then.
Yeah, thereabout.
Yeah.
So that's back when Austin was the town we're talking about.
Let's go back to Joe full screen. So I'm asking anyone in the OzByDrone chat, if you'd like to win a No Limit Drones license, you need to ask a question, an Australian trivia question in the chat, put it in there, and these gentlemen over here need to try and answer that question. And the best stump has been updated. Please check it on the map. The best stumping today will win that prize. And at the same time, we're going to do something in Kelly's channel. And
yeah, I guess I'm looking at my chat right now. Let's come up with a good Stump the Aussie.
No, I got a better idea. If you'll allow me.
Sure.
Because there's something else that we do on this show as well, which is
nice.
We're going to have a joke off. So the best jokes in your channel and the best Stump the Yanks in my channel. So come up with a joke, and I'll tell the joke, and if you can make both of those gentlemen crack up, then you'll be winning that one as well if you got the best joke in Kelly's channel.
All right, I'm watching the chat right now. Got it wide open. And that's joking off, by the way, guys. Just so there's my joke.
Oh no!
I've tried to get him to change the title. He won't.
Well, the font's a little misleading because that's not what I saw when I first went up there.
Well,
yeah,
it succeeded in confusing you.
Yeah.
In my case, it's easy.
You're easily confused. Let's put Joe full screen for a little while I go and have a look at the chats.
Yeah, good flying, Joe. I'm digging it.
Yeah, and I just want everybody out there that supported me in my presidential run that I am demanding a recount, because I know there were a lot of dead people that voted, and they voted for me, and I'm not getting proper count on that.
Yeah, but those are your friends, Lloyd. You should really.
I know, and they're wanting to give them to somebody else.
That's sort of your base.
Exactly.
So Lloyd, one of the requirements. This is a little known requirement for becoming president of the U.S. You have to be able to name all 50 states. Can you do that?
Not without looking.
Okay. Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, North Dakota, Oklahoma. That's always a hard one. Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Wyoming.
Okay, let's start with the first one. You absolutely do. Can I get my producer to put the two gentlemen over there up on the screen? And I'm going to hang on. Yeah, you missed the fun of it. Sorry. Just put a split screen, a two-shot of Kelly and Lloyd. So how do you weigh a millennial in Instagrams?
That's really good, Chris. I like that one.
You got to remember the goal of joking off is to try and
not
keep
laugh.
A straight face.
But that's funny. Now, see that Lloyd has an advantage because he doesn't know what Instagram is, so it's kind of an advantage for him.
What's Rigor Mortis saying here? Only one state in the USA from an outsider's perspective, and that's insane.
Oh, probably right.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
true.
I don't
That's
get it.
true.
What?
State of insanity.
Ah, that was a good one. I like it. Okay. State of insanity. Okay. Let's see if we can have a stumping at the moment. Old man, new tricks. Australia has the world's longest what? And it measures more than 850 miles long.
Walking path
I'm going to say...
or hiking trail.
I'm going to say river.
River. Okay.
I said hiking trail. Yeah.
We've got river and hiking trail. Now, old man, I want you to go and post the answer there just in case I get the wrong one. In the meantime...
Greg doesn't know.
Well,
When it
it'll
comes to
be
the longest things,
longest
Greg has
highway.
no idea.
It'd probably be the longest highway.
No. No, that's for civilized
Well-
countries.
Well, they only have one highway in all of Australia anyways. It's all they can afford.
We have the world's longest trucks also. Just a little side comment from Rigor Mortis. Any
Longest
more
truck?
jokes? Yeah. Here we Trevor Fuss is saying the longest straight railway track.
Well, you know, whether
So-
it's straight or however it chooses to be, I'm okay with it.
You know what? This is good. This is good. Old man new tricks has given the answer. The Nullarbor Links Golf Course.
Really?
I've never heard of that before, but let me just Google that now.
Nullarbor links. Harley FPV is asking if I built my Tyro 119, and I'm gonna go show him. The state of my Tyro 119 here. I'm not nearly as cool or as good as Chris Hope, but Harley, there's my Tyro 119. It's still in the box, unfortunately. I might build it over the holidays. I just don't know when I'm gonna get to it. But in my office, you can see lots of drone stuff. Got a whiteboard over there. I got a autographed picture of William Shatner. What do you think about that, Lloyd?
I like that. I've actually got one of those too.
I got to see him speak one time.
Okay. I'd like to quickly update everyone here. The Nullarbor Links is an 18-hole par 72 golf course said to be the world's largest golf course, situated along 1,365 kilometres of the Air Highway along the southern coast of Australia in 2 states, notably crossing the Nullarbor Plain at the head of the Great Australian Bight.
Lloyd, we've
Wow.
watched. Oh no, sorry. I'm watching the wrong stream here. Watching the wrong thing. All right, got to go back. There we go. There you are.
You've gone to black there,
You've
Kelly.
gone to black, Kelly.
Oh goodness. I just plugged my computer in because it. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
can
we
hear
can hear
you.
you fine.
You've never
Yeah.
looked better, though.
Hold on.
At least you
I
cut
just-
down on the glare.
I just plugged my computer back in because it was at 14%.
Okay. Well,
All right. Well,
we'll
take
leave,
me off. Take me off for a minute. I'll figure it out.
we'll leave Joe up there for a couple of minutes. In the meantime, let me go back to the 2 chat rooms. So, first of all, the Nullarbor Links. That is one of the best Stump the Yanks I've had. Let me just see if there's any
Yeah.
more.
Here's the thing, though. Who would want to walk a par 72 golf course?
Who said you're going to walk it?
Oh, that's true too.
I'm
But
sure
could you
that
imagine
they've-
how long
I'm-
it would? Could you imagine how long the golf cart rental expense would be?
I was
you know?
about to say the golf cart buggies are going to be needing a few battery charges along the way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, look, unless I have another Stump the Yank, I'm going to say that's Old Man New Tricks, definitely.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, that's actually one of the best ones I've heard in forever.
Let's go and have a quick look at the jokes. We've only had one from Sunrise Water Media, who's going to win a shirt unless someone's got a better joke over in the Ready Set Drone chat. Here we go. Did you hear about the dyslexic cop who pulled the female drunk driver over? He gave her an IUD. Okay, that one was crickets. Nothing there. I'm waiting on my TBS Crossfire parts. That's Harley FPV. Look, I'm willing to...
Actually, that was actually pretty good.
It was good, but it didn't get a laugh.
Yeah. Only because I was trying real hard not to. But the Instagram and millennial ones, yeah, that was pretty good too.
I had heard that one before, but yeah. Kelly, are you still there?
I'm still here.
Yeah.
So can you go and rev up your crowd and get some more jokes into your chat room so that we can give away one of your shirts?
Yes. Let's see. As Sunrise said that he didn't expect to win but he did at least as a millennial snowflake. I can't win, but at least I expect a ribbon for participation. That's pretty good.
That was actually the funniest of all of them.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna give my shirt to Sunrise Water Media.
Yeah, because his comment on his joke was just that was classic. Yeah.
No, way to go, Chris. Actually, too, I'm intending to probably fly next weekend down San Antonio with Kai and Chris and maybe Ben and a few other folks from that area. So we go down there and fly some FPV.
Okay. So I'm just going to go and put Grumps and I on the screen at the moment. We're watching Joe in the background there, and we've still got you looking super great there, Kelly. I think we've come to the end of the show, though, so it's 10:42.
I got one last joke that I want to tell.
Okay.
What did the beach say when the tide came in?
What?
Long time no see. She laughed. That's all that counts.
My wife, yeah. Hang on. Let me just see if I've got it. I've got to get...
You need to get an extra camera set up.
Yeah.
But I think you'll have to be sneaky about it.
Yeah. You needed something there, Lloyd.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, look, we've reached the end of the show. I'm going to go and quickly play a couple of community service announcements. Number one, I absolutely have to share what Agent K had in a chat earlier, which is that Wirecast moments are precious. Yes, they are. We love you, Wirecast. But
Kelly's back.
How did you do that? I can see two of you now. Well, there we go. He's coming.
I can only see one of him.
Yeah. Let me go and share a couple of quick messages while my producer goes and makes all that stuff happen. If you would like to send anything in, send it to upload@gregkuhnert.com. If you would like to support us on various methods of social media, at OzByDrone on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, DLive, Smashcast. I think that's all. And if there's anything physical you'd like to send to us, 5/127 Princess Highway, Sylvania, New South Wales 2224. Kelly, last words or thoughts or comments from you? He's never sounded better too. Hang on.
No, I hear him.
Hang on.
What hears me?
We've got it. We've got you.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, I said you guys are the best. Thank you for joining. Everyone who's watching,
Thank you, Greg, for putting it on. And Lloyd, thank you for your efforts and everything you do for being a wonderful human being, because I appreciate you.
Well, thank you, Kelly. I appreciate that.
And Lloydie?
Well, I want to thank Kelly for being here. Like I said, I give him a lot of crap sometimes, but he's my favorite millennial, or not millennial, snowflake. He's way beyond millennial.
I'm way beyond millennial.
Yeah, but he's my favorite snowflake, and he's a good sport about it. And if we can't laugh about that kind of stuff, then we're all lost.
That's right. That's kind of what I love about this community is we can get away from all the crazy BS in the world and have some fun together. It's good.
Don't take yourself everybody takes themselves way too serious, and even being a grumpy guy like me, I don't even take myself serious most of the time. So thanks, Greg, for having a great show tonight. It was fun, and too bad Wirecast is, treated you so badly, but
Joe, I want to tell Joe real quick too. I don't even have a sweatshirt like that. I need to get one of those because that looks really good. I really need one of those.
I may have to get one of those myself.
And I also want to say thank you to Greg because I've never flown live like that, and that was really fun. So thanks for making that happen.
It is fun. Yeah. And if anyone knows someone at DJI who can tell them to go and fix the bug in DJI Go 4 for iOS, that would be really good. Anyway,
that would be good.
That's just my whinge and gripe of the day.
Well, because we're missing out on a lot of iOS users,
We are.
And
yeah, I wouldn't have been able to do it without having the smart controller. That was the only way I could do it. So
yeah. Couple of quick announcements next week. Next week is going to be a little bit different. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to be going away and doing some holidaying things during the week. I may share some of my footage that I take during the week. I don't know. Next week will be something different. But anyway, look, I'll see you all next time. Please do check in during the week because I'm going to do a couple of live streams while I'm getting around Australia, hopefully without lots and lots of flies like we had last time. You remember that, don't you, Lloyd?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Talk about learning the Aussie way, man. He was doing it through the whole time he was on the travels.
Yeah. Anyway, look, that's all for now. It's been fun. Thank you for watching. Thanks for being part of us today. Please do share this stream with other people after you're finished, either on my channel or on Kelly's, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.